Hi, I'm here today as a chef. Can you tell? Today, I want to share what I love most about chefs in this world. Chef's job is to try to find ways to make food make us happier. What could a better job be in the whole world than to try to use food to make people happy? I've known many chefs and I've worked with many chefs, and my son's been a chef, so I just have been in that world for many years of my life. And what I do is every time I come into my own kitchen, I pretend I'm a chef. And whatever I make, I want to try to find ways to either put ingredients that will make people happy in it, or to present it in a beautiful way that will make them happy, like bunny ear pancakes, for instance. Or how to just make the entire plate make them feel like they're eating in a fine restaurant. So everybody can do this every day. Today, I'm going to try something out that I hope will get you thinking, and you can make something that you can try different ways to serve it too. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make protein bars because we use those to try to stay healthy and eat healthy snacks instead of sugary snacks. So what I'll start with is very simple ingredients. Peanut butter, a cup. Protein powder, a cup. And that's any kind of protein powder that you use in your home. And then honey, and I'll start with half a cup of honey. So these things can be a little bit hard to put together, right? I mean, sometimes you can make a beautiful vegetable tray. That's not messy. But today, we're gonna go messy. So I'm using my measuring spoons. I'm using a spatula. And we'll try and get all of this we can. Notice that I have a piece of wax paper in front of me and paper towels under my workspace to keep it clean. The best restaurants are the cleanest restaurants. And I've always found this to be true. So let me mix up, look at this. Let me mix up this honey, and this peanut butter a little bit. Now, not everybody can eat peanut butter, but you can use any kind of nut butter with this. Almond butter might work for some people. There are all kinds of butters you can use now. And then we'll put in the protein powder. And it's gonna kind of get folded. That's a term that we use in cooking for carefully mixing wet and dry ingredients in a way to make them not as messy as they could be. And you notice I have all my other little measuring utensils out because when you're a chef, you need to measure carefully and record in your diary as a chef what are your favorite recipes to your customers. The customers can be your family or your friends, or you might want to plan one day to have your own restaurant. And if you do, if you keep careful track in a diary of what ingredients you use and the amounts, and measure very carefully, then every time you have someone say, oh, that was great, what did you use? You can go back and mark that with a star and know that's what you want to use next time. So here we go. Now I've been talking to you and I've been folding this and it's still messy, isn't it? And that's okay because these ingredients are going to go in a container, an airproof container, once I get them ready and go into the fridge where they will be a little harder when you take them out to eat them, and they won't be messy in your hand, because our key ingredient to try to make people happy today is what we're going to coat them with. That's what I want to try to focus on. Mixing them is just the work part. Now we get to the fun part. As you can see, they want to stick together. That will be good. So let's see if we can go ahead and use our hands. Of course, I washed them before I entered this kitchen. That's the most important thing, always, is to start out with clean clean utensils and clean hands. And you notice I have my hair back. Any good chef knows that you have to be very cautious about your hygiene in your kitchen. Nowadays, we'll probably start wearing masks in restaurants to make sure we don't give anybody an illness, and that's not a bad thing either. Masks and gloves are fine. I'm seeing them in more places all the time. All right, so now I've got this ready to make into little balls. It's kind of mixed evenly. I don't see any little bits of powder or any little bits of peanut butter. It's mixed well. So now I want to make tiny little balls in my hand, and I'm going to mix them with some coconut. Coconut's a nice thing to mix protein snacks in, because the protein powder is a strong flavor, and so coconut is a mild, gentle flavor. It's good for you, and when you roll it, you don't get too much. So there we go. And now I'm just going to do this, and after I get done with this, I'll try this batch out. I'll try it out on Bob, I'll try it out on my neighbor, I'll try it out on kids, and anybody that we can share them with, and then I'll say, what would you like them coated in if you were going to make them? And I might get answers from them like, oh, well, I would use tiny chopped nuts. Some people are allergic, so they'd use that. Or they might say graham crackers. Graham cracker makes a nice coating. One coating that I use sometimes is dark chocolate powder, like for hot chocolate powder. If you mix them in that and put them in the fridge, it almost looks like the kind of candy that you would buy at the candy store, and that's very fancy. So here we go. And sesame seeds are another thing people use. So I wonder what you would use. It would be fun to find out. Well, here we go. Good luck with your experiment. Mine's almost done. Have a great day. I'll see you soon.